Okay, here we go. All right, so we want to cancel out. I'll look on here. Yeah, so we've got 1, 2. We've got this week, next week, and one more week.
Oh my God,
Yeah, 15 through the 20. Yeah, 15th through the 19th.
19.
Mhm.
15 through the 19.
Uh-huh.
15.
You have the weekend before and after. 15th, and then the 17th is St. Patrick's Day. It's always around St. Patrick's Day. Okay. So, what you're going to do is I'm going to combine these two together. So I'm going to add them together. All right, so if I have 2x plus 3x, what do I get? 5x, there we go. All right, what happens when I do 2y minus 2y? Here you go, bye. But I want you to write that 0. Okay, I want you to say plus 0.
Really?
Yes, because what will happen is someone is going to accidentally they'll get 0, and they'll be like, and they won't do the other side or something. Something will happen, and they'll have like 0 over here, and they'll just go, oh, it's no solution. Or they'll be like, oh, it's infinite. Okay, so that's why I want you to keep that 0 there, because it will keep you from just assuming. Okay?
Do you want to split the y too, or just keep the 0?
You can just keep the 0. I think I've done the y before, and it confused people, so we'll just keep 0. All right, and then combine these two together, and I get 10. So once you've done that, and you see that the 0 is not going to cause you to have no solution or infinite, okay, then you can go ahead and take it out. All right, then divide by 5, x equals 2. Connor, where's your mask? Okay, so am I done? We got to find the y, right? It does not matter which one I plug it into. I'm just going to choose the top one. So 2x, which is 2, right, plus 2y equals negative 2. So I've got 4 plus 2y. Subtract 4 from both sides. Divide by 2. Y is negative 3. Okay? So, do I have a solution, no solutions, or infinitely many? I have a solution, right? If you get x equals and y equals, then you have a solution. So my solution is 2, negative 3. Yes. Mm-hmm. One solution. All right, I want you to try number 2. So number 2 is like number 1, except you'll cancel out the x's instead of the y's. So try number 2.
I want to try it. Can I?
Yeah. Yeah, not number 5. Yeah, that would be too much. No, just try number 2. Yeah, that would be a big jump.
Wait, so for the y, we only pick like one of those equations?
Yes.
Is it going to be a fraction? Because I keep getting some over that's what I know that I will. Is it a fraction? Yeah, because you cancel out the x's. That's going to be 2y plus 0 equals negative 3. And 2y. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's a
3.
positive and then a negative.
Negative 2 plus 3.
Wait, what are you talking about? You said negative 2 plus 3?
No, I said negative 2. I got 2 y.
Okay, so yeah, you got 2y plus
Negative,
positive
it's
4.
negative 2 plus 4.
Then negative 3.
Negative 2 and a positive 4.
Wait, no, not a negative 2.
Because you're like an easier way to think about doing it. It's not
4 minus 2.
positive 2.
You're adding them together. So negative 2 plus 4.
How do you know
always going to be adding them. Yeah, we're always going to be adding them. Okay? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So it looks like we'll get a fraction, but 4x and negative 4x, when we add them together, we get 0. This, we get 2y equals negative 3. Okay, so you will get a fraction, but it's not bad. So divide by 2, y equals negative 3 halves. That is the same thing as negative 1.5. Okay? So if you did negative 3 divided by 2 in your phone, you would get negative 1.5. All right, so we can plug that back in. Does it matter which equation? No. So which one do you want to choose? Okay. So we've got 4x minus 2y. But what did we find out y was? Negative 1.5. Okay. So I'm going to plug in negative 1.5 here. So 4x, that's going to be plus 3 equals negative 1. Subtract 3 from both sides. And then divide by 4, x is negative 1. All right, so I've got one solution, and what is it? Perfect. So let's think back to our graph. So what happens at negative 1, negative 1.5?
That's a little half corner square thing.
Right, so that is going to be our point, but what happens at that point? Think back to our graphing.
Wait, intersect, right?
Right, so that is where our two lines intersect. They intersect at negative 1, negative 1.5. All right.
Is that one solution?
Yeah, one solution. All right, the next one, which ones are same number but opposite signs for number 3? The y, right? So let's add them together. X plus x, we get 2x. Then the y becomes 0, and then that is negative 1. So I get 2x equals negative 1. And then I get x is negative 1/2. So what is that as a decimal? 0.5, right? Negative 0.5. Okay? So now what do I do with that? I'm sorry. One more time? Okay. All right, so now we plug it back in. Does it matter which one? No. So I'm going to do x plus y, but we know y is negative 0.5 equals negative 3. Okay, you got. I didn't know what you asked. We did. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought we saw for y in my brain. Okay. All right, so I've got negative 0.5 plus y equals negative 3. Thank you, Bree. All right, so add 3.5 or add 0.5 to both sides. I get negative 2.5. All right, so I have a solution. What do we have? So, yeah, negative 0.5 and then negative 2.5. Perfect. Yes. If you get x equals y equals, then you have a solution. Oh, I didn't finish that one. Jaden, David, you okay out there? All right, do you want to try number 4 on your own?
Yeah.
All right, try number 4. Try number 4.
I didn't get it. You see right? I don't remember the answer.
Check what's on around you, see if you got the same thing.
So remember you're adding. Add these together. So it's gonna be. What about this one? Yeah, we're just adding 0. Right? And then. And then 6x. There you go. Okay, so now put that one. What are we doing over here? Right. You can't use it on
2 plus 4. I did 2 times.
Good. Look, I did it. I think. This is what you got.
You got a negative?
You got a 0.
Oh, well,
Your
I
X
plugged it
is
into
right.
I plugged into the second one. Does that mean you did it?
It should be the same answer. Minus 12. 12. You wrote plus y. This one's minus.
Oh, I just plugged in the second. So I guess it's.
You mixed it together. You did 2x plus 3y.
Oh, you're right. I did make
So,
it
and then
together.
yes, you mixed it
Yeah.
together.
Wait, what is
So, yeah. It was the
I'm like,
right,
technically you solved it right.
Yeah.
You just wrote down the
yeah, it was the right answer for the wrong problem.
I was like, wait, that works out. Why does that work?
I know, that's what I was confused about. I was like, it works, though. Like, it works out perfectly. There's a solution. So confused.
Do you get either one?
So it would just be.
0.
3 divided by
Oh, what?
Let's see. Who got? Because you got 0, right?
Yeah.
Anybody else got 8?
I got 0.
You got 0?
I did 12 plus 12, but you said we're adding. Well, see, okay, so for the first, I did
All right, let's see what happens.
the 6x
Yeah, she's right.
plus 0 equals 36, and then 36 divided by 6 would be
Yeah.
6, so that's what the x is, and then I'll plug it into the 2x minus 3y equals 12.
Bree, I think you plugged it in weird.
Because then it'd be 12 minus 3y equals 12, and then
Alright.
I have to subtract 12.
Why do you subtract? That's all we're adding.
Well, no, because
But when you plug it back in, you just solve it like
yeah, when
normal.
you're plugging it back in, the first part.
Oh, but like
Okay.
for number 3, you added plus 5, so why didn't you add 12 in the next one? That makes any sense.
Because this was a negative.
But you plugged in x for 3, but you did. It was. Oh yeah, it was negative. So you should, okay.
All right, so
I was like.
Okay.
Mistake.
it's okay.
It's okay.
I'm just happy that you're doing it. So it's okay. All right, so add these together. 2 plus 4 is 6. Negative 3 and 3. What happens? He gone. Bye. See ya. All right, and then this is 36. So I get 6x equals 36. I think everybody was okay with this part. When I walked around, everyone was doing this part right, which is the skill. So there you go. Now, when we plug it back in, I think this is where some people had a hard time. Okay, did we choose the first one or the second one?
Yeah.
First one? You had a mixture. So 2 times 6 minus 3y equals 12. So then I've got 12 minus 3y equals 12. Subtract 12 from both sides. I get 0. Divide by 3 is still 0. So you should get 6, 0.
Yes, sir.
All right. So those people that got 6, 8, do you see where you went wrong? Okay. Back there in the back, I know that some people got 8. Connor, didn't you get 8?
Yeah, I know where I got wrong.
What happened? You plugged it in what? Okay. Like, kind of like what I did earlier. I plugged it in for y like a goob.
I know. I almost started crying.
All right. Now let's look. Do we have anything that can cancel out here?
No, I was looking at those. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Well,
Because-
yes.
No, what?
No.
Not right now, right? But
We can make it.
an equation is fine as long as you do, if you do something to the left side, what needs to happen? To the right. Are we listening? Are we listening? Three? Okay. So, an equation means, so like if I have 3x plus 2y equals 8, I can do whatever I want to an equation as long as I do it to both sides, right? So if I add 500 to this side, that's okay. I can do that as long as I add 500 to this side, right? I can multiply this side by 10 as long as I do what to this side? Multiply by 10. Okay? So that's what we're going to do to be able to solve by elimination. So we're going to multiply one of our equations to get one to cancel. So what variable do you think will be easier to cancel? Okay, so the x would be easier. Because this has like a 1 in front of it, right? I can multiply anything I want and make it match this x, right? But remember, it has to be opposite signs. So what am I going to multiply these equations by, or this equation by? -3, right? Because I want the x's to have the same number but different signs. Now, the biggest mistake that people make here is they forget to multiply either that -5y or they forget to multiply that 17. Okay, so I've got, when I distribute, I've got -3x plus 15y. And then what's 17 times 3? Is that 51? Is that -51? Okay, now, so you have to add the top equation to your new equation. So now we're going to kind of ignore that middle equation, okay? We're not using that anymore. Okay, so now we're going to add our top equation to our new equation to cancel. Okay, so 3x and -3x, what happens? Cancels out. Boom, bye. All right, and then 2y plus 15y, 17y, and then 0 and -51. -51, right. So now I've got 17y equals -51. Divide by 17, y is -3. Okay? Now, what do I do with that y? Plug it back in, right. I would choose one of your original problems just because it'll keep your numbers lower. I'm just going to do the top one. So 3x plus 2y, but we found y is -3, equals 0. So I have, that's -6. Add 6 to both sides. Divide by 3, x is 2. All right, so I'm sorry. So I've got one solution, and it's 2, -3. All right, how do we feel about that? Right, Bree, you got it? Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's look at the next one. Number 6. Do I have anything I can automatically cancel out without multiplying? Anything? No. All right, so then that means I've got to multiply. So, which one's going to be easier to cancel? Right, so we're going to use the bottom one, and the x is going to be easier to cancel because it's by itself. All right, or it doesn't have anything multiplied already. All right, so I'm going to cancel out the x. So that means it needs to be the opposite of positive 2. So what are we going to have? Negative 2. So I have to multiply both sides by negative 2. All right. So I've got negative 2x minus 4y equals negative 10. So I'm going to ignore that middle equation and now add these two together. So I've got those cancel, bye. All right, and then that is negative 1, negative y, and then that is negative 4. So I have negative y equals negative 4. All right, how do I solve for that last step?
Divide it by negative.
Yeah. So divide by negative 1, y equals 4. All right, are we finished? No. So what do I got to do? Plug it in. So I'm going to choose, I'm just going to choose the top problem. So I've got 2x plus 3y, but we saw y was 4, equals 6. Subtract 12 from both sides. I get negative 6. Divide by 2. X is negative 3. All right, so what's my solution? Oh, my freaking frack. You scared the crap out of me.
Do you have a minute for story time?
Yeah, let's write this down. Hold on. All right, what's up?
So, I don't know if I should be proud of this kid or not. I had a kid in this out for one class that I had next block.
Uh-huh.
He went virtual, so, well,
Is he
COVID
on?
thing, so he's out for a couple weeks virtual. But the
Yeah.
point is that I'm putting in his grade for a vocabulary quiz
Yes.
that he did while virtual, and he made a 30. And should I be proud of that integrity?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's been annoying me right now. I don't know. Is this the kid with most integrity in the world, or just the laziest child in the world?
I can't. I think let's go with integrity.
Integrity. Okay.
Yeah.
At least we have a positive perspective on that.
He was trying not to cheat. All right. All right. Do you think you can try number 7 on your own?
Yep.
All right. Try number 7.
I don't know if I got it right, but we can check.
Yep.
What? I thought we get to read the problem right.
This number 6.
Number 7.
I know. I was asking Bree.
Oh. Is this what I already read on the first step, but is that second grade?
Brenda, what you doing?
But you can pick either one to multiply,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Hey,
We're supposed to do number 7.
that's what I got, okay. I got it. No, I messed up because you're right. I'm wrong. Let me redo it real quick. So that is, yeah, because I only multiplied it 8 by 3, not negative 4, so it'd be negative 32. Not negative 24 is how I or 28.
If you need help, ask a neighbor, ask me. Check your answer with your neighbor, see if you got the same thing.
What did you say, did you get, thing for line 3, that you said? I do. What did I say? What did you get for Y? For Y, I got 2. positive y, so you would add it, and it'd be negative 9y, and then negative 32 plus 14 is negative 18.
I see exactly what I want.
Okay.
I didn't add the one y.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
So make sure you multiply that by negative 4, right? Because right now, if you have positive 4, 16, so you have positive 16 and positive 16, it won't cancel out. So you have to do negative.
Yeah, negative 8. Okay, so it's not here.
So negative 8y, right? And then, yeah, and then
You
add
would do
the
2 times 2. It'd be 16
and that's
x.
0, right?
Oh, right.
Gone.
Plug it into the top one. But we changed it.
Well,
I know,
this
but
is
you just
negative
plug it into that one. I know, right? Or would you have to plug it into this one so we made a new one? No, I think you plugged into the original because when we made the new one, it was to find the one.
But you didn't add those together, so this is negative 32 plus 14.
So yeah, plug it into the 4x because
Yeah.
that's what I did for
Can we
that
plug
one.
it
Is
into
this
the
one
one
if we
right here?
changed it? Because right here I found the y, and then that's 4x.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, I did it backwards.
Okay. It's negative 32, remember?
Can you plug it into the equation that you already changed it? Yeah, because I plugged it in,
Yeah.
I plugged it into this equation. We don't have to plug it into the new one that we made.
No.
Just this one. Okay. Yeah.
So if you plugged it into your new equation, it should still work. You'll just have bigger numbers to deal with.
Yeah.
Because
Is that
it's
like
less.
that?
Oh,
So you got negative
Oh.
2, not positive 2.
I put it into that one.
It should be positive 2, right? Because it's a negative 9.
Why is positive 2?
No, you did, because you did divided by 9. You didn't do.
Well, I knew it was negative 2.
Oh, okay, so, yeah, if you do negative 18 over negative 9.
yeah.
Okay, did anything cancel out? No, so you gotta multiply one of these equations, like we did. You haven't even been doing this with us. What's wrong, are you lost? So, copy down number 6 real quick. Copy it down. Alan.
Did you get 1 for x?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for this one, we have to do both still the same.
Mhm.
Right?
Yep.
So I would look at these two. So
Yeah,
this
just
is
make sure
one.
one's negative and one's positive.
Okay.
Good job.
All right, so let's look at this one real quick. All right, you ready, Alan? Okay. David, you ready? Okay. So, if I add these together, they won't cancel out, right? So I need to multiply one of the equations by a number to cancel those out. All right? So, what did we choose?
I did the negative 4 times 4.
Awesome. All right, so if I'd multiplied this number by negative 4, it'll be negative 16, right? So that'll be negative 16 and positive 16, and then that will get us our cancellation. Now, I walked around, and some people multiplied by positive 4, and so that's why they were things were messing up. Okay, that happens a lot. Okay, so if I multiply by negative 4, watch what happens. So I distribute. So I get negative 4 times 4x is negative 16x. Negative 4 times 2y is negative 8y. And then negative 4 times 8 is negative 32. Now, if I add these together, is one of those equations going to cancel out? Yes. Okay, thank you. All right. So, now I add those together, my new equation. Okay? So I've got 0, because they cancel, minus 9y equals negative 18. Okay? Divide by negative 9, y equals 2. All right, what do I do with that 2? Plug it in. So I'm going to plug it into my top equation just because I want to. So 4x plus 2y, but we found y is 2, equals 8. So 4x plus 4 equals 8. Subtract 4 from both sides. Divide by 4, x equals 1. So I have one solution, and it's 1, 2. All right, Alan, how do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Does that make sense now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened? You got positive 2, right? Did you divide by positive 9 on accident?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think that's what Bree did. Okay, so this last one, I'm going to have to multiply both equations. So I would just pick whatever one you want to eliminate. So x or y? Okay, so you can do the least common multiple, which just means, like, if you look at your multiples, 4 and 6, right? 4 times 1 is 4. That's not going to help us. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. And then 20, 24. Okay? 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Right? So that's the least common multiple. Okay? Or you can just take those two numbers and switch them. So I like to do that. It makes bigger numbers, but it's okay. So I'm going to multiply this top one by negative 6 and multiply this bottom one by 4. Okay, you could have chosen 3 and 2, but this is an easy way to look at it. So just multiply the top one by the bottom number and the bottom one by the top number and just make one of them negative. Okay?
Wait, for what I did is I did the top problem times 3 and
Yep.
then the bottom one I did it times negative 2.
Yeah, that would work. Yeah, so that's using the lowest common multiple. Okay, I'm just using switching. I'm going to have bigger numbers than you, but we'll still get the same result.
Yeah, because I did bigger numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like,
Yeah, no. All right, so distribute that. So I get negative 24x minus 30y equals negative 36. I've taught it that way the most, and I think this one I get more, like, better results when I teach it this way.
Why is the 4 positive?
Remember that we have to cancel out, right? So one has to be negative and one has to be positive. They have to be opposite signs to cancel. So I just chose 6 to be negative. No really real reason. So negative 28y equals negative 80. Did I do that right? Yeah.
I used to do it like you did, but then I subsequently did it like this.
All right, so now add those together. The x's cancel. I can't hear you, babe. What? Okay. All right. That's negative 58y. And then that's negative 116? Is that right? Yeah.
Do you have to do it this way?
No. If you chose the,
It's just a different way we can do it, right?
you still have to multiply both equations. Yeah, because there's no,
Oh, yeah, okay, I see that.
yeah, because there's nothing I could like multiply for. I would have to multiply this by 1.5, and that's just not fun.
Yeah, do you have to multiply like by 4 and 6? Can you like do a different number?
Yeah, you can do a different number.
Oh, so it doesn't have to be like 24, that's just like the lowest.
The lowest would have been if I did the top one by 3 and the bottom one by 2.
Yeah, can you do that then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just chose to switch. Alright, divide, and I get y is 2. Alright, did you also get y is 2? Perfect. Alright, now plug it in. I would plug it into your original equations just to keep your numbers low. So 4x plus 5 times 2 equals 6. So 4x plus 10 equals 6. Subtract. Divide, x equals -1. So I have one solution, and it's -1, 2. Alright, so I have problems around the room. Okay, so you need to be in groups of 3. There's going to be one group of 2. Yeah. You can solve it on the whiteboard. Yeah. You can solve it on the whiteboard. So get a partner, so you need groups of 3, and there's going to be one group of 2. Alright, and then find a place on the board. There's one on each board, and then there's one on the door. If you're doing the one on the door, you'll work it out on this whiteboard. So a group of 3. Huh? And then make it to a board. Yeah. You're working it out on the whiteboard, up here, on the board. Like, you work it on the board. No.
Did he get his baked tofu? Yes, he did.
Alright, group of 3, let's go.
Let's go solve this. The group of 2.
Okay.
This one.
I got one.
You pick this on the board.
Okay.
Number 1 or number 2? Are we doing one of these, or are we doing both?
Are we doing, so since there's 2 problems per paper, is she doing one and I'm doing the other?
I mean, if that's what you want to do.
Because you're only have 2 partners. Hey, one of y'all join us.
One of y'all join.
Dixon! Hey, Dixon! Come on, we're smart. Let's go. Sorry, David. Hey, are there, David? Hey. David said not. He said Dave. I don't care. Whatever. I'm just going to do this. No. Should I call the phone? Okay, I know. So this one is going to be. If I multiply that by +2, would that turn to positive? Or that could become negative? Let's say a negative. If you multiply it by a negative, then it'd be positive. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. I forgot I had my headphones in. I thought this was what was breathing in my ear. 7. Look at this. That one problem could cancel out. That's it, good. That's it, good. Okay. What's 6 times 7?
Right.
42. 42, 6 times 7?
I had it right.
6. I think. Wait, it would be negative? No. 14x.
That whole problem could cancel out.
That's okay.
What does that mean?
Remember how I want you to write that 0?
Yeah.
I want you to write the zeros.
All zero.
Right, so 0 plus,
Okay. 0 equals 0.
right? So then now you have 0 equals 0, right?
Yeah.
Is that a true statement?
Yeah, so it's plus negative 24. Yeah, so it's infinite.
There you go. See, that's why I was on like the zeros.
I'm very And then when you do negative 48 plus, I mean negative 42, it's negative 10, okay, so then it's negative 42 plus 9. Divided by negative 10.
So that's why I told her.
14 times 3.4.
Okay? So 0 equals 0. Is that true?
47.
Okay.
1 second, keep it on your
So
phone.
then,
I'm trying.
you don't have it.
My
You don't have
brain.
it, right?
Thank you.
The 0 equals 0?
And then it,
Wait, I'm going to
it's either 16 or
Negative 6 minus 6. No. Negative 6 minus if you minus negative 16. So there.
do negative 6 minus 47.6. Negative 6 minus 47.6. When you do negative 53.6 divided by 2. I don't know if that's right, but I don't know if this is wrong. I don't know if this is right, but
Stay here. Remember I told you right at 0?
hopefully I'm right. If not, then we solved it.
Out. Yep. Okay. So
My home was definitely way harder.
So write down 0.
She said yes.
Yay!
That's funny, our mom's both text us back at the exact same time.
And you have
Mom just texted you back, she said sure.
right.
That's so funny. Can we try this?
Does 0 equal 0?
No, it's a sharp note. Okay. That's kind of
So
cool.
it's a true
This
statement.
was first grade.
Remember, no solution would be like
I
no,
thought
because you don't have an extra line. Yeah.
Ingenuity from first one.
Her?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah.
well, no, it was.
Wait, what did she get mentioned the first one?
So when you added them, remember I put zeros? That cancels
I have
the
first
zero,
finance.
right?
No.
Cancels the zero, cancels the zero.
I was supposed to have personal finance last semester, but literally nobody told me that.
So it is.
Y'all messed up.
That's why I was on risk.
He said, I'm pretty sure. Right behind you.
You want me to do it? Yes.
I messed up and you didn't catch it.
What
I
happened?
solved for X, and I was really solving for Y.
He still got part of my son. He's
Y
blind.
over here.
No, you did not.
Tell me I was rewriting the problem with Y. So I was rewriting, I was like, oh my gosh, you're so
You a better job.
It's okay.
Just don't, just do
Let
it.
him hit the ground.
That's fine. Redo it.
We're redoing it? Alright, let's go. We got this. Alright, so look. This is right.
I wonder if I got ours in my pocket.
So they say it's 0 and you're this, right? That's true.
We had this with our best friends since like 5th grade. You remember when we dated?
Okay.
Panic. Panic. She's pressing panic.
Far away. Come see it. That's what I was thinking.
So pretty.
I mean, it's plug in.
How nice is charging? Did you get your windows tinted?
Super loud too.
I wonder if I can hear it.
All the way up there. It's like the very last car all the way up. Parked in the very back.
It's been parked in the front. It's been
I don't know if
parked
that.
second right or not.
Yeah. I still wanted you to plug it in.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yay.
I just wanted you to practice, Bree. All right. So, this is why I told everyone to put the zeros, because this happened in every group, okay? So this happened in every group. So when we canceled, so you should have had like 4x minus, or plus 16y equals, oh wait, what am I doing? That's not what. Plus 8y. Okay, y'all listening? Okay. Group in the back.
Obviously not.
Y'all listening? Connor, where is your Okay. So this happened in every group. So y'all just went 0, it all cancels, no solution. After we talked about, I want you to write those zeros, right? Because what happens is you have 0 plus 0 equals 0. So you get 0 equals 0. Is that a true statement? Yes. So then that means there's infinitely many solutions. Okay? So if there were no solutions, remember that's something if you get like 0 equals 2. Okay? So if you got something like that, that's why, are you paying attention?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. Because if we get something like 0 equals 2, that's when we have no solutions. Because 0 does not equal 2, right? Alright. So that happened in every group. That's okay. I kind of expected it. Okay. The next one, let's see what we get. So I have some different answers around the room. I have a positive 8 and a 5 over there. And then I have decimals over here. And then I have a, hey, what is that? What is that? Erase. And then we get, okay, so we've got different answers around the room. So let's look and see what happened with this next one. So I have negative 2x plus 2y equals negative 6. 7x minus 12y equals negative 4. Alright, so I'm going to multiply this by 6. Okay? Some people multiply both equations, that would still work. Okay? But if I multiply this by 6, I get a positive 12, which will cancel out. Okay? So I get negative 12x plus 12y equals negative 36. So then I'm going to ignore this dude. So then I have negative 5x. And then that's canceled out. And then that is negative 40. So I've got negative 5x equals negative 40. Divide, I get x is 8. Okay? It's a positive. But she
Yeah,
but
because look,
my
you have
solution
negative
should-
16 and then a positive.
You did have
zero.
your negatives off here. But yeah.
I was following the problem.
Yes. Alright, so now plug this back in. I've got negative 2 times 8 plus 2y equals negative 6. So I got negative 16 plus 2y equals 6. Subtract. And that's what? Negative 22. Nope, sorry, add. And I get 10, right? No, sorry, hold on. Is this a negative 6? Yes, that's what was happening. Okay, so add 16 to both sides, I get 10. Y is So you should have gotten 8 something. So some of us are just off on our negatives and positives. Y'all got -5, so that's probably why you got -2. Plugged in -5. All right, so how do we feel about elimination? We feel okay? All right, so we've done graphing, so that's where we graph, see where they intersect. We've done substitution, that's where you solve for a variable, plug it into the other one. And then we've done elimination, which is we multiply and then cancel out one. Okay? So we'll review tomorrow, and then we'll have a quiz on Wednesday. Okay, so tomorrow we'll do like some word problems, and we'll just practice this. Okay? All right. Yeah, so then I'll just end it for the day. You have 8 minutes. Yeah. I printed out homework. Do we want it? Yeah. How about if you want it for extra credit, you can have it. Okay. I'll put it on the front table. Okay, and then it's 22 problems. That's a lot. So just pick even or odds. Okay. Yeah, it's extra credit. So you can do it if you want, and have it due by Wednesday. All right, extra credit. Get it done by Wednesday.
What if we just pick 11 problems and do?
Okay, or you can pick 11 problems. Yep. Because there's 22, so if you pick 11, that's fine. It's extra credit. Yeah. Well, we haven't really had any grades since you came in, so you just have nothing. So, why don't you take that first test? That'll be. So we'll review tomorrow.
So I can do good on that.
Yeah. Has it been making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll review tomorrow, so. Okay.